All right, in today's lesson here, we're going to look at plotting linear relationships here. So there's two main methods. The method we're looking at today is how do you plot linear relationships when you are in slope-intercept form. So what I've got here is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different linear relations just at random. And I'm just going to show you how you plot these when you're in slope-intercept form. So let's take a look here how we would do this. Let's take a look at the first one here. So the first question, we'll draw our Cartesian plane here. And we want to graph y equals 2x minus 1. The first thing you do when you want to graph linear relation in slope-intercept form is to identify the y-intercept, to which we say the y-intercept here is minus 1. So I'm going to plot a point at the point 0, minus 1. So again, 0 is your x and y direction. Or I should say the first coordinate is your x and y direction. Second coordinate. All right, your first coordinate here is the x-axis, so your x direction. Second coordinate is your y direction. So just to remind you, this has a y-intercept of 0, -1. So in the left-right direction, the x direction, I'm not moving, and I'm just going to go down 1, and this is the point 0, minus 1. So once you find the point 0, minus 1, you plot your y-intercept. Identify the slope. The slope of this line is 2. You want to write it as a fraction, so I'm going to write this as 2 over 1. You'll recall that the top of your slope, that's known as your rise, and the bottom of your slope, that's known as your run. So what that means here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to rise 2 locations from my y-intercept, because you want to be on the line, because this is a point on the line. I'm going to go up 2 and over 1, plot a point. All right, so going up 2 and over 1, 1, 2, over 1, plot a point. I'm going to go up 2 units, over 1 unit, plot a point, up 2 units, over 1 unit, plot a point, up 2 units, over 1 unit, plot a point. And you would continue in that fashion, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1. And the idea here is 2 being positive goes upwards, 1 being a positive number goes to the right. And you can hit all the points on your line going in this direction. Equivalently, I could express 2 over 1 as -2 over -1. I haven't changed the slope. The slope is 2 here, and the slope is 2 here. But now, from that same location that we were on, my y-intercept, instead of, because it is -2, I'm going to go down 2 units. And because it is -1, I'm going to go to the left 1 unit and plot a point. So let me go ahead and do that. And then go down 2 units, plot a point, down 2 units, plot a point. And you can see here, by doing so, you end up getting the other side of your linear relation, connecting this together, and we have ourselves our first line, line 1. Let's take a look at the second one. So for the second one here, same strategy. My y-intercept is 0, 3, so I'm going to go ahead and plot the point 0, 3. Here we are, 1, 2, 3, so I have my point. And my slope for this line is going to be 1 over 2. So from that value there, I'm going to go up 1 and over 2, plot a point, up 1 and over 2, plot a point, up 1 and over 2, plot a point, up 1, over 2, plot a point, up 1, over 2, plot a point. And then rearranging this, the same idea, I'll go -1 over -2. I'm then going to go down 1 to the left 2, plot a point, down 1 to the left 2, plot a point, down 1 to the left 2, plot a point. And then you have your line going this way as well. And I'm going to label this line 2. All right, let's take a look at number 3. So for number 3 here, same idea. You're going to identify your y-intercept, which is also a 3. So I got a point on the same location. This time my slope for this equation, you can see, is going to be -2. So I'm going to write that as -2 over 1. So now if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go down 2 and to the right 1, plot a point, down 2 to the right 1, plot a point, down 2 to the right 1, plot a point, down 2 to the right 1, and it continues in that fashion. And then to go in the other direction, you're just going to rewrite this as 2 over -1. And notice for both of these representations, this one and this one, these both yield a slope of -2. So from there, I'm going to go going back to my y-intercept. I'm going to go ahead and this time I'm going to go up 2 because it's +2, and to the left 1, plot a point, up 2 to the left 1, plot a point. Just kind of getting in the way here. Let me clean this up here from this one here. So I'm going to go up 2 to the left, plot a point, up to the left, plot a point. And then once you do that, again, you have your relationship here. And I can go ahead and label this line line 3. Let's take a look at number 4. So for number 4, go ahead, and I've got a y-intercept at -1 this time, so it can be on this spot here. And this time my slope is -4/5. So you're looking at a slope value. Let's give ourselves some room over here. A slope value of -4/5. So when I plot this, I'm going to go down 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plot a point. Down 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all the way down here with that point right there. So now if I want to go in the other direction, we just flip this. I'm going to write this as 4 over -5. And now I'm going to go up 4 units, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the left 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plot a point. And you can see we've kind of filled up our Cartesian plane here, and I've got my linear relationship here for line 3, or 4, I should say, line 4. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. For the very last one here, now our y-intercept here is going to be 0, so I start at the origin. You can see here that the slope of this line is 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up 3 units, over 1, plot a point, up 3 units, over 1, plot a point, up 3 units, over 1, plot a point. And then you're going to write this as -3 over -1, to which I go down 3 units to the left 1, down 3 units to the, down 1, 2, 3 units to the left 1, and down 3 units to the left 1. And then you can graph this relationship here, going through there. And this becomes our final line, line 5. Okay, so when you're going through these here, you can see the strategy is to start off with your y-intercept, and then using that slope, because you are in the form y equals mx plus b, you use the slope to your advantage, making the numerator your rise, the denominator your run, and follow along in both directions. And you can easily plot any linear relationship. Thank you.